All together. Good. Excellent. You're going to do this on your own. Shall I sit down? You can if you want. No, don't. Anyway, so now you're up here and you've got a microphone. Well, introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself. You're obviously not from New Zealand.
No, I'm not from New Zealand. I'm from the west coast of Ireland, a small little town called Drumshanbo. Not many.
Say it again slowly.
Sorry, I'm from Drumshanbo. It's a little place in the west of Ireland. Somebody knows it. It's Leitrim. The county is the county of Leitrim, so it's a bit of a forgotten county. It's a small one, but we're definitely relevant. So yeah, I've been over here now for the last 3 years. So I moved to Auckland, to family that I have in Auckland. I just stayed there for about 2 months. And then I moved to Wellington for 6 months. And then I met myself a Kiwi man. And then moved to Christchurch with him, and that's where I've been pretty much since.
With him?
He's down the back.
Can we put him on the spot?
He loves it when I do that. He's beside the Connacht sign, so that's the province. He knows where it is.
Right, right. Well, that's all right. And Leitrim, of course, is right by other counties.
I see, you don't know. It's in the west of Ireland, so it's only a wee small place, but it's beside Galway, Mayo, and we border Donegal as well. So one of the judges knows exactly where it is. He was slagging me off a little bit earlier on for me, because he's a Jackie from Dublin. So, yeah.
So you told us how Leitrim Lace ends up in New Zealand, but you also mentioned in your entry form, in the profile, that you listed a whole number of successes that you had in All-Ireland competitions.
Well, not just not just myself, but my brothers as well. My little brothers play for the county team, so it's a big deal for us. But I myself got through to the national finals in swimming. So I was a big swimmer whenever I was younger. I also played football, but the last time I kicked a ball was, oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling this, but I was playing for Leitrim, and it was after half time.
Is that embarrassing that you were playing for Leitrim?
No, I'm very proud of that now, but it was after half time, and I got a little bit confused, shall we say, and I ran in the wrong direction. I couldn't understand.
Look away, David, look away.
I thought everybody must be so scared of me. They'd heard all about my great footballing skills. But then, so I kicked a point anyway, and then I looked down and I saw my goalie there, and she was going, "What are you doing, Trisha? Oh my god." And I just was like, oh my god. I couldn't believe it, but I'd like to say we lost by a point, but I'm from Leitrim, so we lost by about 30. So yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. I was going to ask you about the GAA, but maybe I won't. I'll have to find something else to talk about. But now, at the reception this afternoon, and I noticed in the profile again, that you talked about your view of the future, and you said that you've been in Christchurch now 2 years? A bit more?
Yeah.
A bit more, okay. What particularly interested me was that you said your view of the future, of your own future, had changed a bit because of your experiences in Christchurch over the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Tell us what you've been through.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just what's happened in Christchurch at the moment, but I mean, I finished my Masters in college over in Dublin, and there was just absolutely no opportunity there, so I decided to move over here to New Zealand and to try and focus on a career over here. So moving over here, I was kind of still motivated by the business success and whatnot that was surrounded by Irish people over in Ireland at the moment. So then I moved to New Zealand, and it's so relaxed, and it's just a fantastic way of life over here. So I kind of relaxed in that sense, and then moving to Christchurch and actually going through what the Cantabrians down there are going through, it just really makes you appreciate the smaller things. You just kind of take light in the smaller things, like, I don't know, I can't even...
Like himself down the back.
Like himself, right. He's a Queenstown boy, so yeah, he's not from Christchurch, but he's in the army, see, so that's why we're based there. But I mean, I'd like to call myself a Cantabrian now, we have overcome so much in the last 18 months, and I mean, that's massive, what they have been through over the last, as I say, 18 months, and it's nice to have been there previous to the earthquakes happening, to see what it was and to see the potential for the future, because we are, you know, it has been a steep slope, but I think, as I said earlier on, we are getting to the top of the hill, and it's time for the rebuild. So yeah, we're at that stage now, I think.
Okay. So, can I ask you then to cast your mind forward a bit? If you were successful over the course of this weekend and were selected as the New Zealand Rose, and then, of course, part of the obligation of that is that you attend the international festival in Tralee to represent the New Zealand Irish community. Can you explain to us what it is that you, as a New Zealander, would tell people in Ireland about New Zealand and New Zealanders?
Okay, well, my family, my uncle actually, I have a few people here that actually know my uncle, but he was actually involved in quite a serious accident whenever I was only 12, okay? So my uncle and my grandmother actually moved over here for 2.5 months to care for him. And the warmth and just everything that they experienced from the New Zealand people made us want to come back, okay? So as a family, as you can imagine, I come from a family of 5 children, nice Irish Catholic family. So myself and all my brothers and sisters, we all came over for the millennium for my uncle's wedding because he married a Kiwi. So as you can imagine, 5 little children, we got some serious gasps whenever we talked. That was hilarious. But so we came over here and they just welcomed us so much. They, like the New Zealand people, just welcomed us so much, and we loved it over here. So whenever I finished my Masters 3 yeyears ago, myself and all my friends were deciding whether or not to go, you know, to Canada, to Australia, to the obvious choices. And I begged and I was like, come on, let's just go to New Zealand. We go to New Zealand. So 14 of us came over. So there was 14 of us. So if I can persuade all of my friends, I'm sure I could do the same to the Irish public. But as well as that, there's so many Irish people in Christchurch at the moment, and the link there is just so strong because of the rebuild that is happening. So I have so many mammies ringing me from Ireland going like, is it safe? You know, are you okay there? And I'm like, it's fine. And not only is it fine, it's absolutely stunning. You know, the surrounding areas like Akaroa and Kaikoura and like further south. So it's not just safe, but it is a stunning place to live and to be able to travel around.
So who is it you're working for? Tourism New Zealand?
No, no, a government department called LINZ. So yeah.
Ah, lovely.
We're working on the rebuilds at the moment, yeah. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Christchurch is You've heard the routine.
I have.
Have you worked out your answers yet?
I haven't.
Oh. Right. Dan Carter or Thomas Abercrombie?
Dan Carter.
The Cause or the Cranberries?
The Cranberries.
Riverdance or Chicago?
Riverdance.
Hurricanes or Crusaders?
Crusaders.
Yes. Marmite or Vegemite?
Neither. They're rotten.
Colin Farrell or Robson Green?
I'm going to go for Colin.
Holden or Ford?
Hogan. Holden.
Yeah. We might be finding out more than you had banked on in these. Fish and chips or Chinese takeaway?
Fish and chips.
Baileys or Chardonnay?
Baileys.
U2 or the Rolling Stones?
U2 are my favourite band.
An overseas holiday, you go to Rarotonga or Bali?
Rarotonga.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Sinead O'Connor or Adele?
Sinead O'Connor before she went a little bit crazy, I think.
She was 7 at the
She's
time.
a monk now.
Coronation Street or Shortland Street?
Shorty.
Guinness or Steinlager?
Steiny.
And who's going to win the rugby series in June? The All Blacks or Ireland?
I'm going to have a problem here with my boyfriend. I'm going for Ireland.
All right, well done. Okay, so your performance piece.
Yes. So what I'm going to do. Okay, so when I first came over here, when I was 13 when I came over here, and obviously me and all my family, we visited all of the different tourist sites and whatnot whenever I was younger. And I heard this song popping up everywhere. It's called Pokara Kalayana, which obviously you all know. However, back in the day I thought that, I was like, why did they steal our Irish song? That's a joke. So anyway, I realised that it is actually a New Zealand song, and what happened was, when the New Zealand soldiers went over and fought in World War I and in World War II, they met up with Irish soldiers that were over in the what are they called? Trenches as well. So they were singing their version of Po Cara Cara Ana, and the Irish people in true Catholic form, we turned it into a hymn, which is a hymn that I've been singing since I was a child in our local church choir. So it is something that I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of Maori and a little bit of Irish tonight. So I'm gonna combine the two. So I hope I don't offend anyone with my Maori. I'm just learning it anyway. Okay? I'm also glad I get to go on before Jess, before the professional opera singer. Po care care ana, no wai o Aotearoa, whiti atu kona inei, marino ana e hine hoki maira, kama te aho, e te aroa ana e. A wira wohi, she shoma gui, go wara irsa, go jo himri, Ave Maria, Magra Ave, is the Samawahi, is for her day. I'm a bit shaky, I'm a bit nervous.